Konnichiwa.
And howdy, y'all.
I am Leslie.
I'm Laurie. Welcome to
Sumo Kaboom.
Sumo Kaboom,
where we talk about all things sumo.
Yes, and the time has come.
The time has come.
It is Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day, our favorite episode of the year.
Because we have been compiling your responses to who the sexiest wrestler of 2024 is, and we have a very clear
winner. Is it
winner.
2023? Is it up to 2024, or is this raining forward?
It is 2024 of the last year.
Okay, that makes perfect sense in Sumo Kaboom terms. So Kirishima was last year's.
Yep.
And he reigns supreme for 2023. So this is going to be who's going to reign supreme for 2024.
Yes.
Okay.
And before him was Hoshoryu.
That's right.
And before him was Enho.
Enho, I believe.
Yes. So this is our 4th year running this contest, and I cannot wait to tell you who won.
When are we going to send these guys prizes?
I think we need to deliver them in person to the sexiest wrestler of the year.
I'm still hoping for May.
Me too.
Hoping for May.
Me too.
So we have tallied the votes. We wholeheartedly agree with who the winner is. We think the majority was correct.
Yes.
Because this is spot on.
Yes.
But we have many other well-appreciated wrestlers, and we are also in this episode going to highlight them and feature them because even if they did not win, they're winning in someone's heart out there.
Yeah.
And we want to share the art and the poetry that was submitted on their behalf.
But first,
a news flash. So I will try to keep all of this news brief because let's be real, we all want to get straight to the big deal.
But I understand we've got to stay up to date.
We do. And it seems like everything in the world of sumo happened February 12th, which I think was a Sunday afternoon, but like everything. I guess everyone had 4 events in Tokyo because it started with so many things. We had Ichinojo who had his hair cutting, and it was a who's who of Mongolian wrestlers. Now, it didn't happen at the Kokugikan. It happened at a hotel, and he had over 400 people there. And I know this was wondered about. People were like, is his coach going to be there? And indeed, his coach was not to do the final snip. It was his the general manager or his coach from Totori High, Sweet Totori High, the sumo club where he graduated from, who was there and cut the final locks. It was tears of flowing. But what I appreciated was seeing Ichinojo's father, who looks exactly like Ichinojo, his mother, and his sister, and then maybe another brother. I'm not sure. There was another guy who was on the stage, but it was like Ichinojo's family. And I was like,
much smaller than him.
Much smaller. So yeah, that's what happens if you feed someone in that family a lot of food. They turn out to be Ichinojo. Otherwise, they look rather normal, like normal people.
Yeah.
But it was a good event. And like I said, Kirishima's there, Kakeru, and it was a bunch of people. So he went out, celebrated, and hopefully in this next chapter of his career, we don't really know what that's going to be. Hopefully he will be happy and we'll be hearing more about Ichinojo in the future. Someone who got married on the 12th was Mitaki Yumi, who got married after the announcement was done like 2 years ago, but he finally got around to having a ceremony. So that happened on the 12th. And I quote the newspaper, he got married to a regular woman.
Oh, that average woman.
She's regular.
Is she a horror wife?
No, but I do love when they call them a horror wife. I forgot now. What's the reference to horror wife? I know it was a translation way back, but
I can't remember. Horror wife is so good. It was a mistranslation, but it was a really good one.
I know. Well, perhaps she's a regular horror wife, but this is a good translation, though, of how he was interviewed, and this is what he said. Or she said. We don't really know. It said, I go home and say, thank you for your hard work, whether I lose or win. See, I think this is from her perspective. I'm not sure.
Or maybe he does.
Or maybe he's like, thank myself for all the hard work I did, whether I win or lose. And then I don't say anything else and I'm calm. It's delicious. Cooking is my strength. So again, I don't know if that's like what she's saying when he comes home or what he says. But either or, it's an awkward conversation.
But cooking is involved.
Cooking is involved,
and it's good,
delicious.
Food. Yeah,
it's
and they're
delicious.
calm. They're calm and they're well
relaxed, and
Which is really all you could ever ask
Right.
from a relationship.
That's very true. Actually, it's a very healthy relationship. Calm.
Well fed.
Thank you for your hard work.
Win or lose.
Win or lose. So that was fun. Ozeki Hoshoryu had his reception on the 12th for 850 people. And by the way, Mitake Yumi's wedding, 500 people. So I was like, how many guests did they pull in from? They were pulling in people from the streets. Like, this is a ton of people, 850 people on the 12th. And he said, thank you so much to everyone for coming today. His grandparents were there. As an Ozeki, starting tomorrow, I will practice harder than ever and work hard to reach the next level.
This is Hoshoryu?
Yes.
Okay. I wish him luck.
I do too. There was an adorable clip sent in by Kay, one of our listeners, of Asanoyama doing like a solid 15 minutes of baby holding while doing shikos, while each one of them cried murderously.
Perfect.
And it was an adorable clip. I suggest looking for it. We'll put it in our show notes, but I don't know. I thought they would trade out. They do maybe like 3 babies, and there was no trade out. It was just Asanoyama for a solid 12 to 15 minutes of grabbing a baby, doing a sequence of 2 or 3 shikos, bringing the baby down to the floor, lifting them back up, and then passing off that baby. It was an insane amount of crying babies. And I was like, I never knew that was such a hard gig.
Wow. He's probably earning points by doing that.
I think maybe that's part of maybe that's part of the
getting
promotion.
back into the good graces.
Exactly. The Girls Sumo Club, the Cup, the Girls Sumo Cup.
The Dream Girls.
We're your dream girls. It was held this last weekend with Hakuho's own children. I want to say they were not forced, but probably heavily encouraged to participate.
His daughter.
His daughters.
Yeah.
2. And the older one, she did not do as well, but she competed and gave her whole heart. And then the youngest one, who's like in the 1st grade, she competed, won like all 5 qualifying rounds, and then she became runner-up. And then she immediately started crying and ran to her mother's arms and was like just so heartbroken, but she still got a medal from her father, which is all she really cared about. But I did enjoy seeing that, like, he's a very proud father.
Yeah.
His 2 girls competed. Over 200 girls competed from 1st grade up to high school. And
I'm so happy about this.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. It's bringing the sport to more girls, making sure they know it's okay to do. It's fun. It's athletic. It was just a really cool thing to do. So kudos to Hakuho for encouraging and supporting and hosting this event for girls. And then finally, the NHK charity event was held. And
it's the best event of the entire year.
And unfortunately, we cannot watch. And whoever's listening, please do what you can to help us see the entire event. We always have to wait, and we always have to find like random clips of some of these guys singing. But this year, like Atami Fuji does a duet, Takiyasu, you know, he's a ringer. We all know him, and Ikioi are singing. Nishikigi did some singing. By the way, Ikioi, I saw pictures. He's wearing 3 different wigs as he's singing. So apparently he's turned into the comedian of the sumo world. Also, Wakamoto Haru is doing a number. So basically what it is, it's a charity event. They actually do sumo. Hoshoryu, I think, won it. He beat out Hirada Umi. So I guess that means that Hoshoryu is feeling good enough to wrestle again, which is the good news here. But if you are listening and you can somehow record it or send us a link to wherever your YouTube clip is so that we can watch the whole event, Laurie and I want nothing more than to do an episode featuring
the charity event.
The charity event.
Did you hear about the announcer getting Hirada Umi's name wrong?
Oh, yeah. He kept calling him Chura no Umi.
Yeah, he kept calling him the wrong person. And then the crowd was yelling his real name back at the announcer.
I know. And you know why? I don't even think it's Hirada Umi. I think it's the general confusion over Chura no Umi and Shirazu Umi that nobody, like us included, there's like a void with their identity. We cannot figure it out. And then everybody else who's not at the top of the Bansuke, like, kind of gets lumped into a group with 2 guys or 1 guy that we really don't know who he is, but somehow he's there.
But Hirada Umi was pleased that other people in the audience knew his actual name. So he said, hey, I guess people know me. That's kind of great.
Yeah, he laughed it off, which I love. He took it well. Yeah. But that is kind of funny for someone to keep calling him like a brand new guy to Makauchi. Like, he's been there.
I've done that in interviews. I've sat down to interview someone and called them the wrong name. And then they've introduced themselves with their correct name. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's the worst feeling.
Yeah. I mean, we're all a little bit stupid sometimes, right? And So the announcer just had a stupid guy day. Anyway, I think that's all the news. Forgive me if I forgot anything, but let's get into what we're all here for.
That's right. You know, we had so many people vote. And they voted all across the board for all sorts of different men. But I think let's just stick with the fellows whose numbers got into the double digits.
Okay.
Because we can circle back to people who got single digit votes at the end. But let's start with the top. There's 4 men that
we're
got
build up to our
first place. Yeah, so we're going to start with 4th place.
Yes.
And in 4th place was Ura.
Not surprised. He is very well loved.
He is very well
I don't
loved.
see him as like sexy, but then again, I saw a picture of him. He was like 19 years old and he's wearing like his little blue blazer. And I was wait a second. He was holding
He's cute, right?
He was holding a skateboard and I was like, yes.
Yeah. I think most people, when they voted for Ura, not all of them, but most of them mentioned his charm. And his cute smile.
Of course.
Because, I mean, he's got the best smile. He inspired poetry from more people than most. Yeah. I mean, people just rhapsodize poetic for this guy.
Right. And I mean, I don't want to get all pervy, but let's be real about his flexibility.
One person mentioned that. One person's response was, and I quote, "His flexibility conjures up so many sexy possibilities." So he does do it for some.
If he was listening, he couldn't be disappointed by this news. Like,
no,
I think
everybody thinks he's cute.
Always has tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah.
And wouldn't that be fun in a romantic situation?
It really would be. I mean, many of you mentioned that you would just like to cuddle him, that somehow his cuddles would give you hope.
For the world in general?
Just hope in general. Like, many of you were like, he's just so damn cute. And because he's just so creative and has a lovely smile. Yeah. Like, those are the things that keep coming up over and over again. One person did mention, I feel like he's good at self-reflection.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a good listener.
He knows who he is.
And would give really great hugs.
Yes.
And that's so true. He would give a great hug.
Yeah, I see that.
Another person mentioned his can-do spirit, his personality quirks, and his wild athleticism.
I mean, what's not to love there?
Right? I mean, that just sounds amazing. Here's another quote. He's just the sweetest bean.
Oh, a little Ura bean.
Yeah. So this is the only person that I saw in our poll that when several of you voted for him, you like put little hearts in your answers, you know? So he inspires hearts and Valentines. So I think with Ura in mind, I want to read to you some poetry.
Okay.
The great Ura-san, stealing victories in hearts with that wry smile. Here's another one. Ura, you adorable sumo cherub, with your pink mawashi and wide smile. Never a sore loser, winning with cunning and guile. Your bouts are never a snoozer, our favorite burger file.
He does love McDonald's. He has been quoted as loving McDonald's.
So Ura, 4th place. Congratulations, Ura. You're a 4th sexiest Rikishi.
Yes.
For 2024. That takes us to 3rd place.
Yes.
And I will say 4th, 3rd, and 2nd received, I mean, the numbers are not that...
Neck?
They're not neck and neck, but they're pretty close.
Okay.
Whereas our winner is our clear winner with almost twice the number of votes. All right? So take that in, with a grain of salt, okay? So our 3rd place Sexiest Rikishi for 2024 is Kirishima.
Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kirishima. What's his last name? I don't know. I forgot. But we're going to call him Kari the Dimples Shima.
Because it came up over and over again, didn't it?
Everyone loves his dimples. And I'm not going to fight you on this. One of our voters wrote, I knew he was the sexiest since the first day I saw him in Makauchi. In a nutshell, everyone mentioned his sexy dimples, beautiful cheekbones, swoony dimples, this one said. He's kind, he's funny, hard worker, and everyone also loves that he's a proud daddy. Like, once we saw the picture of him with his kid, everyone was like, oh, next level adorable.
Yeah.
Everyone loves his smile. He is the sexiest Rikishi because he moves with power, confidence, and grace. One person wrote in Karishimi. Or Karishimi. Yeah. Karishima, I mean, come on, all caps. Eyebrows. His calm vibe makes my heart gone wild.
Wait. Eyebrows.
Yeah, a lot of people like his eyebrows too.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which I hadn't really noticed.
No.
But overall, it's a calm vibe. This person wrote no sentences, just only words with periods in between them. Dimples, period. Smile, period. Eyes, period. Tan skin, period. Body build, period. Presence, period. How he carries himself, period. Talent, all caps. Smile, period.
It's like that person had to go back and rethink it through. It's this, it's that, it's this,
everything.
It's that.
One of our listeners said exactly what everybody else said. I wish he didn't have to shave for tournaments. Because we all know the beard is on point. So with that, I'm going to read you a few poems written just for Kari the Dimples Shima. The soft face of the island of mist sharpens before battle. Okay, now it's over. Now it's over. I took too much time. Okay.
No, I just thought that's very cinematic.
Right?
That paints a clear picture in my mind of some other time and place.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly. Here we go. Another one. Dimples and hot buns. Bearded or smooth shaven face. Win for me, baby.
I like it. Win for me, baby. Yeah. Yeah.
Now here's one that's a little spicier.
Okay.
Karishima, drop that ass. Give me your Mawashi pass. She go, drop it low. In the sheets, let's Keiko roll. They're not wrong.
Great.
They're not wrong. Did you like how I read it? I tried to read it like Barry White style.
That was really great.
So that's pretty much.
That's third place.
Everybody loves Karishima, and they are also not wrong. He is a beautiful, sexy man, and it doesn't hurt that he is as talented as he is.
Well, and it certainly did not hurt when he grew that beard out.
No, everyone loves the beard, yeah.
Everybody. Can you imagine if more of them were allowed to do that?
Well, it doesn't usually happen where they have like a really great beard, but like not much chest hair. Usually they're like, if they're going to have a beard like that, they're going to look like Takeyasu. Like he's very hirsute.
Yeah.
You know, but he's not. He has the full beard, but kind of beautiful hairless body that a lot of people prefer that. I prefer hair, but you know, you do your deals.
Or maybe he removes it. We don't know.
We don't know if he waxes.
Yeah.
That is true. That is one thing we do not know.
Yeah. And I would like to know. I really would like to know if any of them
He has
wax.
hair on his chest. It's just not like Takeyasu.
Yeah. It's just a little bit right in the center. It's kind of like, no. I was almost said kind of like Roga, but not quite. Okay, that takes us to second place, y'all. And the second place sexiest Rikishi for 2024 is Hoshoryu.
Hoshoryu. Yes. Okay, overwhelmingly, everyone loves Hoshoryu's eyes. They love his swagger, and they love his smile. And I never really thought that much about the smile.
Because we don't see it that often.
No, but there is some serious sexiness oozing from his eyes, his smile, if you get to see it, the shoulders. And here's a word that kept popping up in everyone. Like there were like 12 responses, and I'd say at least 3 of them used the word smolder. One person even wrote, Hoshoryu, please bang my wife, in all caps. So apparently whoever that is like tired of hearing his wife go on about Hoshoryu. So Hoshoryu, if you're listening, we've got an easy lay for you.
That's right.
But people think he's fierce but friendly. They like the Clark Kent thing where he wears his glasses.
Yeah.
And then the second he's on the doyo, he doesn't have his glasses and he looks mean. They like the two sides of him.
That's a theme that comes up with many of these guys. Like, we like the sweet and steeliness.
Yeah, they love the smiling eyes with the glasses on, but then the second he's out there, he means business.
Yeah.
They love his shoulders. They think he has sexy throws and sexy buns. Okay. So he does. A lot of people said he had a banging body for a Rikishi. People like his sultry appearance. Now,
he is sultry. Like, if I had to pick a couple of guys that were sultry, I would pick him. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, what was interesting is that not one of these people wrote a poem. So I can only just tell you how everyone in this group feels, but no one was inspired enough to write a poem.
So he doesn't inspire art.
No.
Or maybe he appeals to people who just mean business.
Exactly.
Like he does. They're like, what else is there to say?
Right. He's the hottest.
Yeah.
He
Boom.
is.
End of story.
End
Whereas
of story.
Aura fans are like, I need to write a song and a poem, and I need to just tell you how this man inspires me so.
Right. Maybe those people are more Ura-like in spirit, and maybe these people are more Hoshoryu-like in spirit, or they appreciate that kind of like, I get out there, I get my stuff done, I put my stuff down from the day, and I become somebody else who's happy and friendly and cheerful and has a great smile. And
so they're Scorpios.
Perhaps, because... Was Hoshoryu a Scorpio? Because
I don't know.
If not,
but he seems like one, doesn't he?
He seems like it. Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
That's what I've got for smoldering Hoshoryu.
And that brings us to first place. 2024's Sexiest Rikishi is... And this is a very, very clear winner. Like I said, twice the number of votes as anyone else. Wakamoto Haru. Or as one of you wrote in, Snackamoto Haru. And there are many reasons you all mentioned, but the theme overall is the dimps. You like those dimps.
We love, see, he's this other guy that has dimps.
Yep. Dimps
we love
is a
the
theme.
Dimples.
Traps.
Yes.
Is
also,
a theme.
Love the traps.
Love those shoulders. So the dimps, the shoulders, and the demeanor.
Yes.
Many of you wrote in and said the man exudes suave. Actually, one of you wrote, if I was a girl and Wakamoto Haru was in a black suit, I'd probably ask him what perfume he was wearing and make an excuse to get closer to smell it.
You can still do that as a man.
Yeah. But that is how it's done, y'all. That right there is how it's done. Like, oh, you smell so nice. What is that?
I'm just like,
lean in.
the hair oil.
I actually thought I should try that.
Do you know, I just had that thought. I was like, if I get over there in May, then maybe perhaps I'll try that.
Maybe.
I'll just get real close and be like, you smell so good. Can someone please send in what that would sound like, or what that would be translated as into Japanese, not in a creepy way. You smell so good. What cologne are you wearing? Or
yeah,
you know. But how could we say that? Non-Japanese speaking people say that to a sumo
Japanese
wrestler
man.
And then not come off as weird
and creepy. Yes. Like this person sounded when they wrote this in, Waka sandwich, because who doesn't want a bite of that?
That's true. I mean, to be in the middle of both wakas.
I know.
I mean, that's
amazing.
been a reoccurring theme this whole time. Everyone loves a Wakamoto Haru and a Wakataka Kage.
Yes.
And the other brother, he's... Again, we don't know anything about him.
Don't know anything about him. What if you wrote Wakamoto Haru? Those eyes, those muscles, those adorable dimples. Watching the wrestlers walk into the Kokukikan, when Wakamoto Haru walked past, my knees went a touch weak.
Oh, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I completely get it. One of you wrote, who's the sexiest wrestler? Wakamoto Haru, because I have eyes.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Or how about this answer? Wakamoto Haru is my introvert prince. His bod is unstoppable. He conducts himself with grace and dignity, and he has gorgeous dimples. He's super fit and sturdy now, but you can easily tell that his post-sumo bod will be next level, too.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree with this.
And many of you wrote in saying he had cute buns. Like, that was another theme, really. Like, smoldering eyes, beautifully defined traps and delts, amazing butt.
You know what? You know what I think, though?
What?
Is there a sumo wrestler who has a flabby ass, though? I mean, like, I can't think of one.
Well, no one writes in about Terunofuji and talks about his ass.
Okay. And no one writes about Kageyaki's ass.
That's right.
So
or Shodai's ass.
No, Shodai has great buns.
He does have great buns, but no one writes in about them for some unknown reason. We just need to...
I think his buns are, like...
They're amazing. The man does not
worthy
jiggle.
Of being, he's very strong. I love his sumo bod.
Yeah, I do too. Some of you wrote some things that I question a little bit, and I like, just had to. I wrote question marks. Well, okay, here's one. Wakamoto Haru. I love how he thinks more than his ripped body, which says it all.
You know what? I'm not going to judge it. I'm just going to go with that was pure inspiration. Okay. That was just pure inspiration. And that's how it came out. And he's thinking hard. And he thinks
I love more than his body.
Yes. I love it.
Okay.
Then maybe like his body's naturally gifted.
Okay. So here's another one that gave me pause. Wakamoto Haru is so sexy. I love his firm anybody with the tummy. And that video of him deep-throating that king crab leg. You know the one.
Okay, I think this was Google Translate's problem.
No, I actually... Okay, it might be, but it made me curious. I was like,
there a picture of him with the
king crab? Like, what is this person talking about? And there is.
There's a picture of him eating
so it's a video.
King crab.
If you go to Reddit, I was like, this has to be on Reddit. This just sounds like something from Reddit. And sure enough, if you go to Reddit and just search for Wakamoto Haru eats crab. Or just Wakamoto Haru eats. So it is a video of him with the biggest crab leg. And he takes, it's got to be 6 to 8 inches of this huge crab leg. Whoa. He takes it all down in one deep-throating motion.
Oh, no. For our mixed audiences, we apologize.
It is, there's nothing sexual about it.
Oh, he's just like, that's
he's just
kind
taking
of
a huge bite.
That's amazing skill. But,
however, we're in America.
I know, they all do, though. Like, I have a hard time watching the Fukuyama stable, like when they're all eating.
Yeah.
Because of the sheer amount they put in their mouth is like, they're going to choke.
That's kind of what this is.
That's eating training. They have to shove in an enormous amount. So in the wild, they can't stop eating like that.
Wild. It's like taking in an entire sausage in one bite.
Yeah.
And that sounded sexual. And I really didn't mean for it to. But okay, it's just a very large, large bite.
Next.
Okay, one other person wrote, Wakamoto Haru, serious face, plus muscles, plus dressed in black, plus that little flippy thing he does with the cigari after the match. He's dreamy and I don't even like boys.
That's the thing. Like, you can appreciate the sexiness, and you were like, I wouldn't take him up on the offer if he offered it to me, but you can certainly appreciate the man is sexy.
He really, really is. Here's another one. Okay, Wakamoto Haru, exclamation point. When he can't keep his otherwise perfect cool after a particularly hard bout and he frowns his eyebrows from all the adrenaline, it's so very sexy.
Yeah, he's like, I'm mad. I'm mad. Yeah. But he keeps it cool.
He does. With those steely eyes.
Exactly.
In the suave. Yeah. Those traps and perfectly sculpted legs are just too much for me. That's what someone wrote. Here's one person that wrote this. This was their poem. Sorry, I don't have anything poetic to say, just that I'm a huge fan of honest sumo, smiles off the doyo, and a majestic presence. A good pair of traps never hurts either. And I do have 2 poems that go along with Wakamoto Haru.
Cue poem music.
Wakamoto Haru, I'm ucharied by his dimples.
I like it.
Short and sweet. Roses are red. Violets are blue. Can I practice your left hand inside grip with you? Or how about this one? How about this one? The hottest Rikishi is Wakamoto Haru. Too long for a haiku.
But that was a haiku.
That was it.
Very clever. Very clever.
Yeah. So, congratulations, Wakamoto Haru, for single-handedly winning this contest this year. I completely agree. I did not vote in this contest, but I completely agree with this assessment.
Yes.
Now, is there anyone else we should mention?
Yes. I think, yes. There were some beautiful poems sent in for a number of other wrestlers. But let's not forget that some of these wrestlers are incredible on the dohyo, but also have incredible other talents. One of our listeners wrote a poem for his favorite wrestler, and that is Hakuoho, who you will hear singing. ぽつりと降り出した雨に男はなぜか When the cup is hoisted by the winningest Rikishi and the spectators leave the Kokugikan empty, you can't help but feel the post-basho blues. By the way, this is called post-basho blues. Got it. The shock and excitement is no longer there. You stop worrying how your favorites will fare, and the post-basho blues set in. Promotions, demotions, and banzuke luck, I keep thinking about that Kirishima chuck. No new Yokozuna, just the post-basho blues. Make sure to give Big Teru his props. Kotonowaka holds the fish that can no longer flop. Ninth Yusho and Ozeki are here, but the post-basho blues appear. A great basho, yet with health a concern, the Rikishi will train their oyakata stern as the fans feel the post-basho blues. Get ready for March, where the blues will wear off. Hopefully there won't be so much as a cough. Post-basho blues? What's that? Although sumo is still in a state of flux, fans eagerly await that crucial moment, the crux, when the next generation will rise to the top and truly become the cream of the crop. Old friends will retire and new ones will rise. I look forward to seeing Hakuoho's thighs. Get ready for March. The Emperor Cup awaits. March on, Rikishi, towards Osaka's open gates.
Nice. He does have some great thighs.
Right? And I thought so appropriate to have him. That's his voice, underscoring that.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's a beautiful voice.
On our poll, there were a couple of newcomers. They got the same amount of votes. So they tied. Onosato and Hakuoho both tied in our poll.
I have a lovely little poem about Onosato.
Okay.
This is from Little Miss Sumo. Young warrior in Superman blue, waiting for Chonmage time, building phenomenal strength and skill, will be fine.
Oh, nice.
Nice. We did have a lot of love for Koto Eko.
We did. He and Tamawashi actually tied in our poll. They got some love. Yeah, both of them.
Well, Tamawashi, I have to say, a lot of people love, I would say, this is an ode to older men. You know.
Nice. Lay it on me.
Well, no one actually wrote a poem for Tamawashi, but what everyone said, if I put it together, sounds like a poem.
Oh, I see.
Ode to older man, Tamawashi. Props to the elderly and the stamina. Because he's almost 40 and still doing the thing. Because he's cute and likes to bake. Who can't love a man who bakes with such a sweet smile too?
Nice.
That kind of sounds like a poem, but that was like 5 people's explanations of why they think
Tamawashi is the sexiest.
Yeah.
I love it. But elderly men.
No, I know he is elderly. Let's be real.
He's in his late 30s. He is elderly.
Actually, didn't he turn 40? Is he 40?
No, I don't think
he's not
40 yet.
Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Kotoeko because he had some poems.
Okay, Kotoeko-inspired poems. All right.
Not one, not two, but 3 poems.
Kotoeko's fans are diehard. I remember this from our previous years. Like, whoever those people are, they are like, I'm going to give you poem after poem after poem. I love him.
Yeah.
I have a keychain of him. He is on my phone.
Yeah.
I love him. I adore him. He should be here.
Yeah. So one listener writes, Kotoeko, because my horror wife says, because looking like he looks like a total hot badass, she thinks his shoulders look like mine. But this is the poem called Kotoeko from that listener.
Okay.
I only see your mojo on the dojo. I wish it could be more, for it's you I adore, and yen to see your mawashi on my floor.
I like it.
Here we go, another one. This is from a listener in Stockholm. My Kotoeko, you cannot be done, for on the day you are heaven, I first saw you in Kyushu 21, when you went to an 11, but I saw grit and I saw muscle and I saw a fierce attack. So Kotoeko, it's time to hustle. Make Juryo know you'll be back.
Nice.
So inspiration to get back up there.
Nice.
And then this one is rather Shakespearean. Kotoeko, Kotoeko, wherefore art thou? Kotoeko. Deny me thy shoulders and refuse me thy gaze. Or it will, or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and let me tend thy injured knee. I don't know, that might be like my favorite all day.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That's really, really good.
Kotoeko, Kotoeko, wherefore art thou, Kotoeko?
Wherefore art thou, Kotoeko? It is Shakespearean. It does sound Shakespearean.
Yeah, well, that's the beginning of Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo.
Yes,
so.
but Kotoeko sounds like a Shakespearean name.
It does. It does. So those are those 2, Tamawashi and Kotoeko. But I had some one-offs. And I'd like to read you some one-off poems, unless you've got...
Well, I've got some poetry that came in for Terunofuji.
Oh, well, we need to hear that.
Okay, because Terunofuji almost made it into the double digits.
Well, he's
Very
been out of the
close.
mix, so people kind of forget about him. But if he was in there all year long, I think this whole thing would be Terunofuji and his shoulders.
Well, no one mentioned his shoulders, interestingly. They all mention his presence and his smile.
Okay.
One word, hot. His presence is everything. That's what they say. They say not only a beast, but also has an adorable smile, which I agree with. Yes. But we got some really wonderful poetry for him. In your purple mawashi, I don't mind if you squash me. Terunofuji, a fire burns through me. Don't give me oshidashi.
I like it.
Yep. And then there's also this one. Roses are red. His mawashi is blue. Box Big Daddy's left ear, he'll drop whoop ass on you.
He will drop whoop ass. And he does consistently drop whoop ass on everyone. I would not want to be in that line of fire.
No, me neither. One other person that almost made it into the double digits, well, 2 others, Midori Fuji and Tobizaru. Those of you who love Tobizaru, again, not poetic people, didn't send a poem, and that's fine. But you all love him because he brightens up the room. You all think he's beautiful. You all think he looks like he has fun. You all love his cheeky grin. One of you wrote, it's probably those eyebrows and his occasional vibe of cheekiness. Also, when I was living in Japan and I mentioned him to my female Japanese friend who doesn't know much about sumo, she was like, oh, the good-looking one? So there must be something to it.
Yeah, well, and we do know if there's any waxing that goes on in the sport, it's his eyebrows. They are clearly waxed. We do know one guy that makes an appointment to get his eyebrows waxed, and it's him.
It's him. Did you get anything for Midori Fuji?
I did. Yes. Midori Fuji, they love that wee man strut, the look of confidence, the way he trounced Tokuseiho. You know, no matter his opponent, he always gives it all. He has the best smile, plus a ton of confidence. And they love the fact that he's like a short, one of our listeners writes, it's short kings deserve love too. And he is a king.
Nice.
Here is a poem. Midori Fuji, Mr. Katsukashi man. When he goes to work, the giants fall in the breeze like an empty soda can.
Like an empty soda can. I never would have put that together, but that's good.
I mean,
it's a nice image.
I love these.
It's true.
Poets they rhyme very well.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Jaunty, unruffled, calmly smiling. Swing by here, Midori Fuji. Yeah, I would like him to swing on by.
Yeah.
I'll give him my address if he'll swing by.
on by anytime.
They're like, it's nice smile, nice arms, nice attitude. So
nice attitude.
Attitude. Yes. Mi amor. I adore mi amor. Midori Fuji. Mi amor of Fuji. Wait.
Miyamura Fuji.
Miyamura Fuji.
Yeah, that works.
Miyamura Fuji.
Miyamura Fuji.
Tosh from Orlando.
Yes.
Gave us that.
Well,
one.
that's like Snakamoto Haru. It's going to be like that for me forever. Snakamoto Haru. Yeah.
But I do have a little bit of, well, people loved Asanoyama. They didn't really do any poems, but they like his face, his broad chest, you know, and his warmth and tempered confidence. Someone called him the quiet storm.
The quiet storm. Oh,
Yeah,
I like that.
like a quiet, I can hear like, with some thunder. Asanoyama.
And some drumming in the background.
The quiet storm. No drums, just thunder. The quiet storm. And Asanoyami. So, yeah. No one can quite put their finger on it, but they just love, there's something sexy about him. And I agree. I do think he's sexy. But I'd like to read a poem, just a couple of one-offs, because don't forget, there are guys like Hokuto Fuji who get some love.
Yeah.
One of our listeners writes, cutest hairline horn. Hokuto Fuji, praise best. Stompy strength unveiled.
True. Absolutely. See, now play that with the Lion King in the background. And that is the image of sexy.
Okay. The Lion King, like pink pajamas, penguins on the bottom. Pink pajamas, penguins on the bottom. Yeah. And then another one-off. Here's one for Hiradeumi. Hiradeumi, so firm and fully packed, glowing Genki. And people like his luscious lips.
Of course.
And there's a couple of guys, you know, that people get a little bit of love for down in other divisions, but we can't quite mention them unless they make it up to Makauchi. They cannot be in our competition.
It's like they can't get married until they get up there. They cannot be in our poll until they get up there.
But you know who'll never be in our poll, but I'd like to read it. And this is for somebody who maybe not everybody knows, but it's one of our wrestlers in America who did a really great job in the international world of sumo wrestling this year. And this is a poem for Kellyanne Ball. Her style of sumo, like a wall, had a tight grip on the mawashi. While thrusting forward, oshidashi, she battled hard and squatted low, beating 3 opponents in a row. And though the gold escaped her grasp, her bronze and silver and made us gasp. She then returned from foreign lands with 3 huge medals in hands. I like that.
I like it. Brenda, if you wrote that, you're even more adorable.
And one more one-off for people who don't always get the love. This is by a listener named G. This is called Flight of the Gyoji, a sumo haiku. Look out! Dodge, Gyoji! Rikishi come tumbling. No kata! No!
That was like an entire short film.
It was. But you know, it made me think of what match was it? Oh, it was Kirishima versus...
Where he lost his clothes and his shoes.
Yeah. And I think that was written for Yoda Gyoji, whatever his name is, Yoda-san.
Yeah, maybe there is a Sexiest Gyoji contest going on out there.
Yeah. Well, and other people thought like Takayasu was very sexy, and everyone always writes an ode to his sexiness and hairiness, if you'd like to hear that.
Oh, sure.
Next cheery fountain, a faithful hairy friend sings because of the love. Takayasu.
A
body full of hair, his embrace soothes every soul. My heart is at rest. See, I think because he sings, he gets people, you know, he gets people thinking, you know, passionately.
Well, the voice is nothing but pure soul. So,
it is.
You know, that's like speaking to someone's insides.
Do you have it? I'm sure I've missed some.
Oh, just lots of other people got votes. Maybe it didn't come along with poetry, but, you know, we know there are Tochinoshin fans out there who just think of nothing more than being swept off their feet by a big old bear hug. I completely get it.
Yeah.
Many of you are Wakataka Kage fans and are like, just give me his muscle. One of you actually seems like you get turned on by his suffering, I think. Do you want to hear that response? It's just so odd.
You know what? I want to hear it, but I want to hear it with Shodai singing a love song.
Okay.
Okay, because I think it's a little bit fitting.
Okay.
Here we go. Shodai singing from the belly touching event.
Wakataka Kage. It's almost a cliche at this point, but it's not really, because of his muscles or objectively hot personality, but the incredible pathos of watching him suffer almost endlessly. Every time he got visibly nervous and fucked up a match he should have won and dashed his own Ozeki dream again, I thought he was a little more attractive. This set against the background of his brother, who just decided to take sumo seriously and achieved an equal rank in some humiliating fraction of the time. Tearing his leg off was just the cherry on top. He's so pathetic. What a loser. I need him. So, lots of things turn us on, obviously.
Yes. I mean, it's complex, you know?
Yeah.
But so is Shodai singing. So
That's right. For some of us, it's smoldering eyes. For some of us, it's tush buns.
It's their
And
unique
some of us,
charm.
Their life story.
Well, everyone, is that it? Is that all the love for this year?
I love you.
I think so.
I think so.
I have to just give a hearty congratulations to Wakamoto Haru, who I'm sure is listening right now.
Yes.
You are 2024's sexiest Rikishi, according to Sumo Kaboom listeners.
That's right.
Way to go.
Thank you all for voting. We appreciated the time that you spent telling us who you love and why. And never fear, we'll do this again next year.
That's right. Until then, I am Leslie.
I'm Laurie. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye and happy Valentine's Day.
Yay.